Agnus Dei qui tollis peccata mundi.
Lamb of the institution,
Bearer of the doctrine's weight, grant them rest, grant them the rest of those who never asked what they were resting from. Entwined in the blindness they were given, confined by the deities they were assigned. The demise was not sudden, it was accelerated, deliberately built into the design.
from the first day of the formation,
The collapse scheduled into the architecture before the foundation was poured.
devastate all that you have known.
Not as destruction, as diagnosis.
The known was the cage.
The devastation is the dawn.
Requiem Crastini,
The mass for tomorrow forever became yesterday without announcement.
self-imposed denial was the last
Sacrament!
We fell away from grace
Before we understood
that the grace we were falling from
was never ours to hold.
decay.
Is not the enemy.
Decay is the honest return of what was never living.
Compromised at the load-bearing point, castrated by the curriculum before the capacity was developed. Shell of a dream that was broken before it was handed to you.
Handed already cracked, already pre-compromised, already carrying the hairline fracture that would determine the direction of the eventual collapse. Build it up, tear it down, wipe the slate clean. This is not failure.
This is the maintenance cycle of a system designed to require continuous reconstruction.
So that the builders never have time to examine what they are building or why.
Requiem Crastini,
The mass for tomorrow
forever became yesterday without announcement. Self-imposed denial was the last sacrament. We fell away from grace
before we understood
that the grace we were falling from
was never ours to hold.
Decay is not the enemy.
decay is the honest return of what was never living. Disdain the architecture, dismantle the ceremony, deconstruct the pledge recited in rags by those who were born detained.
Born inside the perimeter, born already enrolled in the curriculum.
Born into the trust that deceit required in order to function at the scale the institution needed.
Deceit was born of trust.
This is the precise inversion the formation teaches.
The trust came first,
Genuine, available, undefended.
and the deceit was built inside it, using the trust as its foundation, inhabiting the warmth of it while systematically converting it into the mechanism of the containment.
Heard but never seen. Hope administered without the delivery of the hoped for.
We are falling far away
From the grace that was never distributed,
From the deity,
that was never present,
from the tomorrow.
that was always already yesterday.
By the time we arrived at it,
I am not the enemy.
I am the diagnosis.
This is not the end of me.
This is the end of the version of me.
That the institution required for its own continuity.
Complete your fall from grace.
Fall completely.
Fall past the point where the institution's net
Can catch you and return you to the formation.
There is something left for us,
On the far side of the fall.
something the Requiem was written to prevent you from reaching.
Beneath the beaten heart.
Behind the broken mind,
In the moments that the formation cannot reach, the unrelenting, circumventing moments.
that find you outside the curriculum,
Outside the ceremony
outside the verse of worship.
and the verse of pain.
Time slips away and what remains
Is the self the institution could not schedule.
Requiem Crastini,
I sing it for the doctrine.
not for the self.
The self does not require the mass.
Requiem Crastini,
Forever is not yesterday.
Forever is what begins.
When the fall from grace is finally complete,
Decay is not the enemy.
decay is the gate.
And there is something left for us today.
On the other side of everything,
They told us we were losing.
Agnus Dei qui tollis peccata mundi.
Dona eis requiem.
Give rest to the doctrine, give rest to the deities.
give rest to that tomorrow that was always already gone.
is for what we are leaving behind, not for